Eli had been awake too long to measure time accurately. On the frontier station, Kestrel Reach, cycles blurred together. Artificial dawns came and went while he stayed at the console, hands moving on habit, eyes burning from screens that never slept. Humans weren't built for this pace, especially not out here, where most of the crew were other species with different limits, different rhythms. Eli was human, which meant stubbornness passed for endurance. Mara noticed before he did. She always did. She wasn't human. Her species adapted easily to long cycles, but she'd learned human tells the hard way. The pauses, the missed details, the way focus fractured just before failure. She leaned against the doorframe, arms crossed behind him. She recognized the pause immediately. "You missed the checksum," she said gently. Eli blinked, frowned, ran it again. She was right. He exhaled through his nose. "That's new." "That's exhaustion," Mara replied, calm but firm. "You've been awake for 36 hours. "I'm fine." "That's what humans say right before they stop being useful." He snorted despite himself. "You're very comforting." "Sit," she said, already guiding him away from the console. She led him toward the bench by the viewport and sat beside him, not across from him, beside him. Stars drifted beyond the reinforced glass, slow and indifferent. Mara placed a warm cup into his hands and waited until his fingers steadied. "You're allowed to stop for a minute," she said. Eli leaned back, head resting against the cool frame of the window. Just for a moment. His eyes closed, not sleep the deep way, just enough to let the weight drop. When he shifted, it wasn't deliberate. His shoulder brushed hers, then stayed. Mara inhaled quietly, adjusted her position, and let him rest there. One arm lifted, hesitated, then settled behind him, not holding him, just present. Eli stirred. When his eyes opened, the first thing he saw wasn't the stars. It was her. Too close to pretend otherwise. Her gaze wasn't professional, wasn't distant. It carried something patient, something unspoken. "How long was I out?" he asked softly. "Long enough," she replied. "Not too long." Their eyes stayed locked a second longer than necessary. Eli swallowed. He noticed it then. Not suddenly, but clearly. The way she hadn't moved away. The way she'd stayed when he leaned in. The way concern had turned into something warmer, something chosen. "I think you've been watching me fall apart for a while," he said quietly. Mara's mouth curved, not teasing, honest. "I've been watching you hold yourself together," she said. "There's a difference." That landed harder than any confession. An alert chimed, soft, insistent. They both straightened, but something had already shifted. Later, when the crisis passed and systems stabilized, Eli finally did what he should have done earlier. He rested. Properly this time. A real sleep cycle. No alarms. No half-waking calculations. When he woke, the station was steady. So was Mara. They stood together near the viewport again, quieter now. "You're still here," Eli said. "I said I would be," she replied. "You don't give up. I don't leave." He smiled, tired but real. That was the lesson he carried forward. Rest wasn't failure. It was maintenance. Giving up was something else entirely. Out here, on the edge of everything, survival wasn't about pushing until you broke. It was about knowing when to pause, who to trust, and when to keep moving forward. Eli wasn't alone anymore, and that made all the difference. If this story stayed with you, take a moment to like and subscribe. It helps keep quiet stories like this alive.